Dwyane Wade was one of the most electrifying players to ever play in the NBA, earning himself the nickname The Flash. The three-time NBA champion and 13-time All-Star had his fair share of ups and downs during his career, but where does Wade rank all-time, and how good was he really? Keep watching to find out. Dwyane Tyrone Wade Jr. grew up in the violent trenches of Southside Chicago. At a young age, his parents separated, leaving Dwyane and his sister to their mom, Jalinda. His early days were tough times for the Wade family as Jalinda continued to suffer from substance abuse, keeping the family on welfare. Wade openly shared in an Oprah Winfrey interview the story of how an 8-year-old Wade was tricked by his older sister into being dropped off on his dad's doorstep in Miami, ultimately changing his life. A year later, Wade's father moved the family to Robbins, Illinois, where Wade ended up falling in love with the game of basketball. He attended Harold L. Richards High School in Oak Lawn and worked hard to earn his minutes on the team. During his junior year, Wade showed flashes of NBA potential, growing 4 inches taller while showcasing his incredible ball handling skills and perimeter game. This helped Wade emerge as one of Chicago's brightest rising stars. His success continued into his senior year, where he averaged a whopping 27 points and 11 rebounds per game. Unfortunately, due to poor academic performances, Wade was only recruited by 3 D1 college basketball programs. Wade ended up choosing to attend Marquette University, where he worked hard to prove himself. However, it was during Wade's junior year when he finally broke out as a national star, cementing himself as a top recruit after leading Marquette to the school's first Conference USA championship while averaging an impressive 21.5 points per game as the team's leading scorer. His 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists in an upset win against the top-seeded Kentucky Wildcats made Wade an overnight sensation and a prospect worth drafting. By 2003, Wade got drafted into the NBA as the 5th overall pick by the Miami Heat, forming one of the most star-studded draft classes of all time, along with future Hall of Famers LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Chris Bosh. In his rookie year alone, he averaged a solid 16.2 points, 4 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game, while being a unanimous decision for the 2004 NBA All-Rookie team. It was apparent that D-Wade was Miami's go-to guy, especially in crunch time where Wade shifted his way around defenders, putting up clutch basket after basket every game, turning Miami from a 20-win team to a squad to a legit playoff contender. This continued to prove true after a blockbuster trade sent MVP Shaquille O'Neal to the Miami Heat, forming one of the most iconic duos in Heat history. During the 2006 season, Wade posted new averages of 24.1 points and 6.8 assists per game, gaining a reputation as one of the NBA's best two-way players who could both attack and defend. He acted as the Heat's premier defender and shot blocker and often guarded the opposing team's best wing player every single night. Getting a clean shot off of a Wade matchup proved to be a difficult task for opposing offenses. Shaq saw Wade evolve in front of his own 2 eyes. His quickness and fox-like ability to snake through defenses were enough for Shaq to give Wade the nickname Flash. This nickname stuck with Wade throughout his career, perfectly fitting his hard-nosed, athletically gritty, and fast-paced style of play. However, it was during the 2006 playoffs which saw Wade take a leap from an impressive future franchise star to one of the NBA's best. D-Wade was dynamic throughout the 2006 postseason, but his work in the finals cemented his place among the all-time greats. With Miami headed to Dallas while trailing 2-0 in the series, Wade ripped off 4 of the best games of his career. The barrage effectively began midway through the 4th quarter of Game 3 with the Mavericks leading by 13. Wade scored 12 points to lead a 22-7 spurt and finished with 42 points and 13 rebounds in the comeback victory. In Game 4, he posted 36-6 in a Game 4 blowout win, and in Game 5, he scored 43 points including 2 free throws with 2 seconds remaining in overtime, which led to a 1-point win. By Game 6, Wade put up yet another insane stat line, going for an insane 36 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists in a 3-point win. It was one of the greatest finals performances by anyone ever, capping off with Wade winning his first and only finals MVP. After their historic championship season, the Heat tanked, and team issues caused Wade's running mate Shaq to leave for the Phoenix Suns. This forced Wade to be in survival mode, where he had to produce big games to keep Miami in winning contention. It was evident during the 2008 season that Wade put up the best numbers of his career, averaging 30.2 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists, giving him his first and only NBA scoring title. Wade was unstoppable. His jerky and shifty drives were too much for opposing matchups to contain. If you still question how athletic prime D-Wade was, why don't you ask Anderson Varejao? who was a victim of one of the most disrespectful posters in NBA history in the hands of Wade. Wade speeds down the court on the fast break and absolutely demolishes the Cavs' defense. Let's not forget the step over Varejao to cap it off. Over time, Wade ended up with injuries that plagued the rest of his NBA career. This forced Wade to change his style of play, turning himself into more of a shooter than just a slasher. Wade had little issues adapting with his patented pump fakes that often led to foul calls in his favor. By 2010, Wade had finally become a free agent for the first time. Though many speculated a change of scenery for the Flash, Wade ultimately decided to resign with Miami, joining new teammates Chris Bosh and LeBron James. The trio proved to be as good as advertised during the 2010-11 season, overwhelming opponents with an incredible combination of size, speed, and athleticism. Although the Miami Heat returned to the NBA Finals, the team lost in 6 games to the Dallas Mavericks. After the devastating loss, the team trained in a series of military training camps focusing on team defense. It paid off as they made it yet again to the NBA Finals, this time against the OKC Thunder, consisting of 3 future MVPs in Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. The Heat capped the series in 5 games, with Wade averaging an impressive 22.6 points, 6 rebounds, and 5.2 assists, playing a massive role as the team's lead facilitator, securing his second NBA championship win. The following season, Wade continued to be the perfect partner alongside James, helping them clinch the first seed in the East, blowing by top teams like the Bulls and Bucks alike. Although that series against the Spurs is mostly remembered through Ray Allen's legendary game-tying 3-point shot to force overtime in Game 6, often overlooked is Wade's solid contributions of 19 points per game as the team's second leading scorer. His resilient attitude kept the Heat in the game during their cold stretches in Games 5 and 6, which ultimately led to Miami successfully achieving a back-to-back. Although the Heat made it back to the NBA Finals the following year, the Spurs ended up dominating them in just 5 games, and things never ended up being the same again. LeBron James left after that season and went back to Cleveland, leaving an aging Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh to lead Miami. The Heat were fairly successful in their own right, but it was obvious that, though being all-stars, Wade and Bosh's injury problems were too much for the Heat to contend in an increasingly competitive Eastern Conference. Wade became a free agent in 2016 and ended up signing with his hometown team, the Chicago Bulls. There he put up averages of 18, 4, and 3, which wasn't bad, but it also wasn't enough to carry the team, leading to the Bulls having a first-round exit against the Celtics. Although Wade briefly joined LeBron in Cleveland, it never really worked out, and so Wade was traded back to the Miami Heat, where he finished his remaining season and a half. The final year of Wade in Miami was deemed Dwyane Wade's farewell tour, seeing Wade swap jerseys at every post-game with either a young stud or the best player on the opposing team. This was a storybook ending for the Flash, as he was able to finish his career in front of his fans playing for his team, knowing that he left an incredible legacy behind while inspiring millions of young athletes around the world. Wade's career could be summed up as Miami's face of the franchise, one of the greatest shooting guards of all time, an incredible leader, one of the best shot-blocking guards the league has ever seen, and maybe even the best NBA player to never win a regular season MVP. But one thing is for sure, in his prime, his ability to dissect the defense, outsmart his matchup, finish tough shots, soar above the rim, and deliver in clutch situations would keep him in the conversations as pound for pound one of the greatest players of all time. With that being said, leave a thumbs up if you like this video, sub if you loved it. If you guys want to find out more about the legendary big man who helped Wade win his first championship in Miami, be sure to click this next video. Go ahead and click it. It's free.